As a professional Souls hater, I can't believe I'm saying this, but this new Soulslike that just dropped may have changed my perspective on the entire genre. Somehow, this game flips everything I hate about Soulslikes into its biggest strengths. I never thought I'd say this, but I think I finally get it. And it all starts with a GigaChat protagonist. That alone already puts this game ahead of 95% of Soulslikes out there. It's a Soulslike that cleverly blends action gameplay with traditional Soulslikes mechanics in a balanced and engaging way that I really enjoy. Extremely flashy fights, well-balanced combat, and a great art style make first Berserker Khazan insanely good. The story takes place in the Dungeon Fighter Online universe and follows Khazan's rise to the infamous Berserker. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting much at first, but I have to say it's way better than I could have ever imagined. And before I knew it, I was hooked, playing non-stop, completely ignoring everything else around me for days. And that alone says a lot about Soulslikes for me. I don't hate them because they're hard. I hate them because most of them don't package difficulty with fun mechanics that actually make me want to play. And this is where first Berserker Khazan shines. So what exactly makes this game so much better? What intrigued me the most about this game was the combat system. The game has three types of weapons: dual wield, great swords and spears. Dual wield and great swords were okay to play with, but what really got me hooked on combat was the spear. It's got insane range, feels super fluid and just looks crazy stylish. Compared to Soulslikes like Lord of the Fallen, which focus on slow methodical combat rather than fast-paced action, the difference is like night and day. The moment where I realized the spear might be the best weapon in the game was during the Blade Phantom boss fight. This was the first enemy I kinda struggled against, but after switching from dual wield to the spear, I beat him in one try. And speaking of bosses, the boss fights in this game impressed me a lot. There are 16 missions, which means 16 main bosses. And let me tell you, they were all insanely good. But my personal favorites were Maluka, Ozma and Reese. Each one had their own unique challenge. Even though I died a bunch of times, it was so satisfying to finally take them down. Compared to other Soulslikes, I have to say the bosses in this game were extraordinarily fun. Even Black Myth Wukong's bosses fall a little short when stacked against first Berserker Khazan. This game has a mechanic that completely changes how boss fights work. You can earn Lacrima while fighting the boss, and I haven't really seen this kind of system in other Soulslikes. It doesn't force you to grind somewhere else to level up before fighting the boss. You can just keep fighting the boss and earn currency from that. Also, checkpoints are very close to the boss fights, so you don't have to go through the struggle of killing the same 3 enemies just to reach the boss again. In other games of this genre, most of the time when you lose to a boss, you lose your currency. In order to get those back, you have to run into the boss's lair, get your runes or souls back, kill the boss, and then you are free to spend those. First Berserker handles this way more intuitively and less punishingly than other games. Another aspect that really made me enjoy the game were the dodge mechanics. There are 3 ways to dodge: normal, parrying, dashing and counter-attacking. All of those mechanics were extremely useful and I had a lot of fun learning them. The best mechanic for me was definitely the perfect parry. It lowers the enemy's health and makes it easier to land critical hits. This feature brought so much flow into my gameplay and made the overall experience even better. As much as I love this game, there was one thing that stood out to me as a huge downside. The exploration. The levels were linear and sometimes uninspiring. Don't get me wrong, the worlds are beautiful, but the exploration is very straightforward. Thankfully, the game makes up for this with its fantastic design and combat. A lot of people compare this game to Nioh, but I disagree. While it's true that first Berserker Khazan borrows some mechanic from Nioh, it's ridiculous to compare this masterpiece to such a mid-ass game like Nioh. I played it. It wasn't hard, it just felt incredibly weird to play and I didn't really have fun. Khazan's art style is heavily inspired by Berserk, which makes it even more appealing to me than regular Soulslikes, since I'm a huge Berserk fan. That connection made it easier for me to get into the game. It also kinda reminds me of some older games I used to play when I was younger, like Elsword or S4 League. All in all, this might be the one game that finally gets me into the Souls genre. The more I dive into these games, the more I understand why they're so beloved. If you want to join me on this journey and see how it all unfolds, hit that subscribe button.